Well, folks, the president and the Democrats have come out swinging heavy with this monumental action that we have never seen in the country's history. Not in my lifetime, not in your lifetime, ever in the history of the US have we seen this massive action taken. This is truly a watershed moment, and because of this legislation, it looks like Democrats will be cruising to victory this November and will decisively beat the Republicans and maintain control of Congress. Let's discuss everything you need to know in today's video. It will affect you or your family or your relatives one way or another. It will also affect the future generations as well. So let's get started, dive right in. But before we do, as always, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. If this video gets to 500 likes, we will do a cash giveaway where we give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed and have those notifications turned on. Once we hit 20,000 subscribers, we'll do another cash giveaway, and you'll have to be subscribed to be entered in that giveaway. Might as well get it out of the way now. With that being said, let's get started and get right down to it. President Joe Biden has finally announced his plan to address student loan forgiveness or student loan cancellation. And he also made an announcement in regards to the loan payment pause taking place. Now, we've talked about student loans and the president's inaction on them over the last couple of years now, and we talked about in great detail how the president has done some small-scale cancellation for people defrauded by their universities, or also disabled borrowers have also had their loans wiped out. And we talked about how the president promised and pledged his voters that he would take action on student loans, but never did, widespread at a mass scale. And now he has finally come through. So far, the Biden admin has only canceled $32 billion of the $1.6 trillion in outstanding federal student loan debt. Well, folks, we discussed the rumors and the speculation in our live video the other day, and this plan was being leaked, and we heard some talks from White House officials, people that are familiar with the White House and what they've been talking about. Even the Education Secretary, Miguel Cardona, didn't want to speak about it on live television. He equivocated and said that the announcements will essentially come when they're ready to be announced. Well, folks, Joe Biden will be fulfilling his campaign promise and providing financial relief to millions of Americans in this country. You have to keep in mind, many young voters around my age specifically voted for Joe Biden in this past election because of this promise. And they were very upset, furious, that this was not even being addressed and that Biden was beating around the bush and that we had no announcements, no plans, no talks of any cancellation whatsoever, except from politicians in the Senate and the House of Representatives. The president declared Wednesday that he will now forgive $10,000 in federal student loan debt for most borrowers and will also cancel up to $20,000 for recipients of Pell Grants. The president made remarks from the White House on Wednesday and said, quote, "Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most," referring to not only the debt forgiveness, but also that he will extend the payment pause one last final time. Biden tweeted, quote, "In keeping with my campaign promise, my administration is announcing a plan to give working and middle-class families breathing room as they prepare to resume federal loan payments in January 2023. I'll have more details this afternoon." He also tweeted out this graphic from the White House titled "The Biden Administration's Student Loan Debt Plan." Under forgiving debt, he said $20,000 if you went to college on Pell Grants, $10,000 if you didn't receive Pell Grants. Forgiveness only applies to those earning less than $125,000 annually. Student loan payment pause extended one final time through December 31st of 2022. As far as payment based on income, if you have undergraduate loans, you can cap repayment at 5% of your monthly income. This is truly a groundbreaking moment right now in American history because we have never seen widespread mass cancellation at this scale in this country. In fact, even though Biden had only canceled a few tens of billions of dollars worth of student loans, that is actually still the most ever from any president in canceled student loans. So even though he only canceled a very small percentage, it was still the most ever than any other president. Biden said that about 95% of borrowers will benefit from the plan, or roughly 43 million people. And of those, about 60% of them, in fact, did use Pell Grants to go to school. So those people will have cancellation up to $20,000. Biden said in a speech that in all, about 45% of borrowers, or almost 20 million people, will have their debt fully canceled. He said, quote, "That's 20 million people who can start getting on with their lives." He went on to say, all of this means people can start finally to call out from under that mountain of debt, to get on top of their rent and their utilities, to finally think about buying a home or starting a family or starting a business. So true, folks. It's not just student loans. Obviously, there's so many people upset right now because they're like, well, wait a minute, what about my mortgage? What about my car loan? What about my personal loans? Why are student loans being wiped out, but none of my other loans that have burdened me for so long, why aren't those getting any attention? Do note that that income cap is there. So again, it is only for borrowers who earn less than $125,000 annually, but that is definitely the vast majority of college graduates and people that have these loans. The majority of the country earns much less than that. In fact, they earn about half of that if you look at the median income. According to early estimates, it will cost the government about $244 billion to wipe out this debt. Where that money is coming from, who knows? And a lot of debt servicers will also have to be in the know and in the loop about what's going on right now and how to proceed. In addition, the $20,000 in relief for Pell Grant recipients may add $120 billion to the government's costs with this announcement. This comes on the heels after years and years of advocacy pressure. You had organizations, you have politicians, you have some very prominent names like Senators Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer, who is the majority, Democratic majority for the Senate. They came out and said that they want to do $50,000 in student debt cancellation. Biden said absolutely not. He wouldn't be able to do it. But finally, he has come through and has put forth this $10,000 cancellation. It also follows months of heated, intense debate among administration officials and internal discussions and affairs where you had cabinet members doubting whether the president has the power to even think about doing this. You had people pulling his strings. You had people poking and prying at him, trying to get any answer out in regards to student debt. Even some of the greatest legal minds on the planet for a long time now had no idea if the president had the sole unilateral power and authority to cancel student loans on their own, or if they needed the help from the legislative branch. A lot of the discourse also surrounded how much of that debt should be canceled, the impact this will have on the American people's wallets, how this will tie into inflation, and whether or not this will truly help the economy get back on its feet. And certainly the looming November midterm elections only added to that pressure for the president to make a decision, because right now the president is losing popularity tremendously with younger voters, younger people, and that's the only way he's going to stay in office come 2024. This will absolutely galvanize that constituency, and they will have a lot more favorable view of the president. You even had organizations like the NAACP that wanted the president to do $50,000 in cancellation. Biden was reluctant to ever do an amount that much. So the fact that he was even able to do $10,000 and then $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients, I think it's still a win for the president. Now, could you argue that this is too little too late because the extension was already implemented 6 times over the last 2.5 years between both the Biden and Trump administrations? And did the president cut it too close by waiting until the very last minute to make this announcement? We're waiting for months and months, and people were eager and nervous to hear anything, any news at all. Why did the president wait so long? Why didn't he look at this when he first got into office and tried to make a decision much sooner? Why did he push it all the way to this very last extension where millions of Americans have already suffered enough? Without a doubt, the student loan situation in this country is a crisis that has been building and mounting for years and years. Most people's financial outlook has only gotten worse and worse on a monthly basis. When you have COVID, you now have inflation, and millions of borrowers have not even made one payment on these loans since they were first paused back in March of 2020. And now it is a tall order to start asking them to do these payments again. They're in for some good news when they find out that this debt is going to be wiped out. Now, could this have been executed more perfectly without any flaws or any hiccups? Absolutely. But this president is the first president to actually step up to the plate and stand up and get it done. What do you guys think about everything we mentioned in this video? Do you think that the income caps should have been higher? Do you think they should have been lower and more exclusive, and it should have been limited to the truly impoverished Americans in this country? Do you think that the wealthy families in this country should also be entitled to student loan cancellation? Do you think that the payment pause was necessary with this forgiveness announcement? Do you think it was really necessary to extend the payment pause another time? What do you guys think? Let us know down below in the comment section. I am curious to hear. We will absolutely have more details and developments surrounding this plan as it starts to unfold and actually gets implemented. So make sure you guys stay tuned. And this is your one-stop shop. So make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. So important. That will notify you every time we do upload a brand new video or go live on this channel. The folks that were on our live video the other day were the first to know about this from me, so let us know if you are on that live and you were present, and if you watched that live version or if you watched the replay, it will just help me out, so let me know down below in the comment section. And if you did enjoy this video, if you got a value out of it, make sure you smash that like button. I would appreciate that. Get the word out. Spread this video on social media. Share it with your friends, your family. So important for all Americans to know exactly what is going on. And if you want to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, use the links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms or Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get some free stocks. Some of them valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases. So let us know what stocks you get. And folks, if you guys want to connect with me on social media, I am on Instagram, I am on TikTok, I am on Facebook. Use the social links down below. Meet me there. I look forward to seeing you guys on social, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care for now.